uh, things that have happened recently. I mean, the president got shot at.
True. But the problem is
Uh,
how do you kind of got to tiptoe around that.
well, no, I mean, it's kind of funny though because it's like if it was any other president, we would have seen massive news coverage over this and everything like that. The only reason I knew was because my wife told me. I was
Uh,
only word of mouth, and then the only reason she knew was because her uncle Fritz told her. So all word of mouth and stuff like that. And I still have not seen anything on my social media. I have not seen anything news related pop up on my phone. Nothing, which I think is funny. It's because he missed. That's why he missed. It's not news coverage if you miss.
well, to be fair, on Twitter on Saturday it was bad, and it was so bad that he missed was trending on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, it's like imagine getting shot. Imagine being the former president of the United States getting shot at, and you get online and you see that what's trending is, oh my God, he missed.
I mean, it's only gonna help him in the long run. That's the thing, though. But I mean, the person that did it was supposedly going to like blow himself up or something like that. At least from what I was hearing,
I don't know.
like
I
he
have a lot
had.
of questions about this though. My man was really close to the former president of the United States for comfort. Like if he could get that close and be in a bad shot, could get like that many shots off before he was neutralized. I got some questions for our Secret Service.
So no. So he was 300 feet away or 300 yards away, something along the lines of that. Um, let's see.
Yeah, 300 feet would be a football field.
Oh, somebody did die. Wow. Yeah. Huh. That's not really
I,
big news coverage if it's not the
I think a
president.
couple
But
people died.
it says two were hurt. One man was killed at the Donald Trump.
I wonder if that one
Uh,
man that was killed was the shooter.
I don't.
Okay, so yeah, then that's not the guy. Then that's not the shooter.
Bystander killed when a sniper opened fire at a rally. Yeah. So he was 50 years old. I guess he was covering his children who was in the way of getting shot or whatever, and he was the one who got shot. Um, but I'm talking. I want to know about the shooter.
Speaking of shooter, have you ever seen that movie called Shooter with Mark Wahlberg
With
in it?
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. I've seen a
Yep.
whole lot of people. It's been like, okay, the president was almost assassinated. Let's not go around just blaming people till we know for certain. Mark Wahlberg proved once that we don't know everything till we know everything.
Very true. Uh, does it say anything? Oh wait. Um. No, nothing about the shooter. Okay. Well, maybe. I need to have some more about it. But I swear I heard from somebody that like he was gonna blow himself up anyway or something like that.
He probably was, man. These people are crazy. Just amazing. So many crazy people in this world. It's like, Jesus, I hope I'm not next. No, I mean, I'm not next, but like, it's like, I'm not the next one to be like assassinated or something.
Well, it's funny when Donald Trump first became president, because I like went on Snapchat. I was like, I'll shoot him if I had to. I was like, I'll take that motherfucker out. And then my
You're
friends
on
were
a
like
watch
joking.
list
They were like, the
somewhere.
Secret Service is gonna show up to your door, and
Yeah,
you think it
you're
was a
already on
joke.
a
And I'm
watch
like,
list.
yeah, I know. That's what I'm like. I was like waiting for somebody to show up to my door and be like, "Where were you at this hour?" And I was like, "I was at work. I got alibis."
I don't. I think I was laying on the couch. I'm pretty sure I was just chilling, and I saw it on Facebook or Twitter. I don't know. I was like, I saw it. I was like, oh my God, there was an attempted assassination on Donald Trump, and I was like, nah, I don't believe it. And then I saw the pictures, and I'm like, oh, I guess so. I'm like, but to be fair, like, how could you hit his ear? Like, how? Like, I mean, one inch either way, this is a completely different story.
Yeah, I know. He would have hit bullseye, man. But you see that the people that people who wanted him dead will now reap the benefit of that, but they'll reap the benefit of the fact that it's gonna boost his polls probably because he's the man who survived.
Well, that's true. I don't know, man. I don't know. I kind of just want both of them to be assassinated, if I can say that. Like, I'm not looking forward to this presidential election period.
So I just found something interesting.
Oh, okay.
So apparently, where is this? So Miami, of course. So a bridesmaid apparently finds herself alone to be at the altar. So apparently a fiance demanded her gal pals pay $20,000 or take out a $20,000 loan to participate in her posh pre-wedding escapades.
What?
That-
Who's gonna
that's
Who's gonna pay to participate in a wedding? Like, I don't even want to participate in the weddings that I get offered to participate in for free.
It's a TikTok content creator. Makes sense.
Yeah,
So
you got to be watching
it's
out for those content creators.
I know, especially with the name Mookie Dookie Dog. I mean, come on. So yeah,
I gotta go
apparently
find that Mookie Dookie.
so apparently screenshots of her demanding her brides pay or spend $20,000 on her wedding went viral. The text message screenshots of the unnamed newlyweds controversy commands shared via TikTok user at Mookie Dookie Dog have garnered over 4.4 million clicks. The posts have amassed mass skepticism from viewers doubting the validity of such outrageous requests. So the people don't know if it's true or not true currently, but that is interesting.
Well, I mean, if they got screenshots, they got the pics to prove it, right? I mean, like, isn't that the way that
Well,
works?
yeah, but with AI nowadays, now you got to be
Oh, yeah,
careful.
true,
I
true.
mean, I have actually, I think I can show. Yeah, I'll be able to show you. Let me just show you. So I have this. So I'll share it. There we go. Whoa! Talk about Matrix. All right.
Oh, okay. That's whoa. That's trippy.
But I got this. Should still be. Nope. I did have an AI created. It had Biden versus Goku.
So I'm on Barstool Sports right now, going back to the Donald Trump stuff, and
Right.
apparently there was an episode of The Simpsons where they predicted that the president would get assassinated or an attempted assassination. But I'm like, I don't know. At this point, The Simpsons have predicted everything. When you're around for as long as they've been around, and you can just make all of the episodes that you can, you're gonna predict everything.
So you know that speaking of Simpsons, you know that episode that they came out with for upstate New York?
No, I've actually never seen. I mean, I've watched The Simpsons, but I've never really gotten into it. I was definitely
I'm
more
not
of
a
a
big
Family Guy guy.
Yeah, same. I'm not that big. That or I liked Futurama. Futurama was a weird one because it was similar to Family Guy, but it actually had a storyline that finished and had a significant ending until they brought it back for now Hulu.
I didn't even. Yeah, no, I just kind of watch Family Guy and American Dad. Those are about the only two that I watch. I used to watch the Cleveland Show when it was on, but
Do you watch any sci-fi shit?
not really. I mean, I'm definitely the sports guy. I watch sports. And then like I'm ashamed to admit I've watched a lot more Law and Order and like police cop shows, stuff like that. Like I know I watch all like the Datelines and things like that. So
So so I'm guessing then you haven't watched like Black Mirror or anything like that.
I'm honestly I've never heard of it.
So it's like well, they're coming out with more and more shows like this where like it's not like like different skits every episode, but it's a whole different universe and different plot and different like a whole different storyline basically every episode, and it's sci-fi based a lot of the time where it's like different scenarios, different weird things, different takes on the future, different takes on technology and shit like that, and how things can go wrong. Kind of like a better version of like the Twilight Zone. Um, but I just found a show that has two-time Emmy Award winner Prime Video series that I had never heard of until today. That's very similar to that, but it's pretty good. It kind of goes in. Well, the first episode goes into like VR and shit like that, and especially with VR becoming more and more of a thing, and now with Elon Musk's Neuralink,
Mm-hmm.
which have you seen like the guy who got the implant?
No, I've not, but I know people are doing some weird crap with with the AI and VR and stuff like that.
So the first guy to get it implanted, he believe he's either got he's got something where it makes him paraplegic from like the neck below, but like not to the point where like he can't move his hands and stuff like that, but like he's got very limited mobility. And he was the first person to get it implanted into his head or whatever, and so he was on the Joe Rogan's podcast within like the last couple months or whatever, and explaining like the process of like what they do, and so basically what they do is they cut like a quarter size hole in your skull, take that piece of skull out, and then replace it with the Neuralink, and then apparently according to him, like he uses it mostly for gaming and like esports things and stuff like that, but he says that the what do you call it, the sensitivity or like the delay on reading like his initial thoughts to like move the thing is so far advanced that like there's some points where it moves prior to him even thinking about it, because if you think about how you move and how your brain works,
Mm-hmm.
the before you move, that's already being sent prior to that moment happening to your brain telling you to move and stuff like that. So with the Neuralink, I think that's going to change a lot of esports gaming with these streamers and stuff like that. You're going to have a lot of paraplegic guys being able to fucking quickscope and shit like that.
I want. I don't even care about that. I just want, honestly, like the one. I'm ready for that. I think I've saw it on Starlink, but it's like you have the VR headset on, but you're standing on like it's like a 360 treadmill, and you can like run and walk, and you're like
Oh,
harnessed in.
yep, the Omni track.
Yeah, like I want one of those so bad. I'm like, because then like you play these games, and it's like you could just run. Like there's no like I play Fortnite a lot, and so you're like, oh, your stamina's out. No, my stamina's gonna last as long as I can last. Like if
But
I get to
you
the end of the
play
game,
you game?
just Fortnite. That's the only thing that I play.
We'll have to play Fortnite. I've been getting back into Fortnite.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've learned though, like this season, a lot of people hate this season because of the cars. So I've started just playing ranked because in
the
ranked you
cars
don't
have
have
been
the
taken
cars.
out.
Oh, they have already?
They're completely out right now. Yeah, I was
But-
one of those people that was getting very angry because I was going super hard in solos, and then I'd get down to the last couple people, and the
And you
one
just couldn't.
person would have a vehicle and with a turret, and like he's not shooting me, it's this turret just shooting me, and then I
Mhm.
die,
Yeah, they
or
must
they
have
run me
nerfed
over.
them then. They must have nerfed them then.
I think that's what they're in the process of doing, so they had to take them completely out to rechange the code in them. But I think they're gonna make it so then, well, one, there's no more automatic turrets. Two, if like they try and run into you, it's not gonna be damaged.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay, good, because I hated the cars. Like, I've been playing ranked. Like, I'm, like, Platinum 1 right now because I've been playing ranked so much because I hated the cars.
So, well, yeah. And now that the cars are out of it, you realize how big the map is, though.
Oh,
Because
yeah, the map.
running that shit
Yeah,
is
but
so
see, I
far.
I never used the cars. Like, I never like, I don't know, I was never a car person because I feel like the cars give away your tactical advantage of, like see, I don't play the build. I play no build as well because I can't build. My fingers just don't work that fast. That's why I'm gay. Um, but but so yeah, I just do the do the no build, and I kind of just sneak around, and I like come in third party. I wait for people to start shooting, and I'm just like, ooh, let's come over here. And then I like kill like 4 people at once. That's how it goes. And so
Um,
sometimes it ends up like I've had a few games where like if I land on the wrong side of the map where not a lot of people are, I can come in second place and not kill anybody. Like I love those games. Those games are the best.
so let me ask you this: Are you just solos, or are you do you play like squad ones as well?
Um, I'll play as many people as I can get to play. So if I have I've played like trios and duos and squads, but I don't like playing with the fill, and then I don't like playing by myself. Like playing versus a team because I don't know, it's just hard. Like you have to develop a chemistry with the people you play with. And if you don't have a chemistry, then it's not really going to work that well. I figured out. Like I tried playing a Phil game a few weeks ago, and I ended up with this little like 12-year-old kid or something like that. And I'm talking when he died, he
Yeah,
screeched. Like he was like one of those like screaming at the top of his lungs. And finally, I was like, I
I
got.
can't stand the little kids in it. That's one of the reasons why, like, um,
They need like an adult version, like an 18 over version.
well, that or like with like the looking for a party thing, be able to put like 18 and above. Like
True.
because for I believe for Warzone they had that ability. At least I think I remember that ability or having something
Everybody
along the lines
tells
of
me I
that.
need to play Warzone. I don't know. I've never downloaded it. I probably could download it. They say it's very similar to Fortnite. It's just like more realistic. It's just like real people.
So well, yeah, they've gotten real close to Fortnite now, but like I've seen something recently that makes me want to get it just for the skins that they're coming out with and like the new added on like bullet things that they're doing for guns. So they
Mhm.
have a whole sloth like 420 like package or whatever where you're a full sloth as your character or whatever in a military ghillie suit, and then your guns when you shoot them they blow up smoke circles when they shoot, and then they also when you kill somebody with them their head turns into a bong, and then also when they penetrate things they grow either weed or they grow or they are like j or joints that are like half smoke or something like that. So like they're going real deep into the whole weed shit with Warzone, which I'm surprised honestly for. Well, Fortnite because it's more little kid centric, more like Roblox compared to Warzone because I mean with all the different game modes and rooms now, I mean Jesus, there's so much shit on Fortnite.
The other thing about Fortnite, and I don't know if they do this with and I'm not certain they do this. This is just kind of my my take. So so I live out in the boonies, and we used to have terrible internet, and then we got Starlink like you think 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago, probably around then. And anyway, so Max was like, "I want to try playing Fortnite," and I'm like, "Okay, we finally have the internet good enough to do it." He had like not played Fortnite in like 5 years, if and like so it since he was like young, and so he downloads it and he wins his first game, and it's been a while since I played Fortnite, so then I get it and I'm like, huh, I just won my first game, so we won our first 2 games, and I'm like convinced that they like know your rank and they like put you in easier matchups if you lose a lot, and then like I'm convinced that there's like an internal level system that they're like, oh, that person's won like 10 games in a row. We're gonna put them on a harder map.
So yeah, there's like some games where I think you get into like bot lobbies or whatever because there are certain games where like I'll get like 17 to 20 kills and I'm like this is like picking kids in a barrel, like this is way too easy. And
Yeah,
like
games like that. And when you play ranked, you don't get that. Believe it or not, like
no.
ranked, when you play ranked, everybody in there is a real person.
That, and they're also little fucking assholes that like to fucking hide and and they also made the ability to hide in garbage cans and like
I mean, I'm
and
not gonna
like
say I've not done that. I'm
so
definitely a
I'm
runner and a
okay
hider.
with the whole bush costume that you used to be able to get and stuff like that, but now being able to hide into actual trash cans and be completely invisible, that's some bullshit.
Oh, it goes more than that. You can actually hire somebody that'll give you a costume, so that way
Oh,
you could like be like a trash, like you could be like a mailbox or something,
these
and just
fucking
chill.
NPCs, man. Let me tell you, that's another thing that I don't like about that game. Because sometimes they'll start fucking shooting at you, and then you gotta fucking kill those fuckers. And sometimes they're not easy. Sometimes they have turrets or they have some kind of extra shit up their fucking sleeve.
Yeah, but
You
usually
never know.
when you get those people killed, you get a good gun. That's the best part about them.
Well, yeah, that too, yeah. But I mean, I miss the original Fortnite. Like the
Well,
original Fortnite was so good.
they did it like a year ago, maybe not quite a year ago. Sometime last year they did like the throwback to it, and I hated it.
I mean, they have the same thing now. It's called like the Reloaded or whatever, but like it's not the same. Like it's just a smaller map with just some of them more popular like previous locations back and stuff like that, like Tilted Towers and shit. But I'm talking about like the old like having all the old guns and shit like that, like way before they even had like the what do you call it, the grappling gun and all that shit.
Yeah, I don't like any. I don't use like I'm not one of those people. That's the thing that drives me crazy is like so right now they have those people that have the gloves that they can, like the giant iron fists. I cannot stand those. I'm like I don't know how to stop those. Like I'm like I want to shoot you, but you keep moving. Like I'm one of those people. It's like I only want to use guns. I only want to use guns. I don't build. Like just give me 5 different guns and we're gonna go rock. If I can't win that way, then I'm gonna lose.
Yeah, those gun or those fists can kiss my ass.
Same. I've gotten killed by those so many times just because I can't outrun them. I'm like, what crap.
Well,
Like
that and
usually
plus,
once
I didn't know at first that you can go up in the fucking air and then come down like fucking with the
I,
Hulk.
usually once somebody spots me and they've got those gloves, I just kind of like bend over, kiss my ass goodbye. I know it's over. I'm like, yeah, let's just bring the shotgun out and hope I can help them enough to kill them. Sometimes I can, most of the time I can't. It's like they know what they're doing because you can't outrun them. Like that's usually my thing. It's like I can usually outrun most people. Like whenever we would play Max, we'd used to always tell people they're like, yeah. So if you ever get into like a bind, Travis runs and he will come back. Like when it settles down and you're dead, your card will be fine. I can actually get into like people. Like if there's people there, I can come in and grab your card and take off, and they don't even know that I'm gone. So I was actually pretty good at that. I was a stealthy man.
My friend Devin that I play with, well, recently we've been playing like once a week. But he one of his thing, he's like Leroy Jenkins. I don't know if you remember him back in the day.
That
But
name
he
sounds
just
familiar.
goes into battles not thinking, and then all of a sudden you'll see him dead, and he'd be like, "I tried, boys."
Yeah, that's typically me. It was usually I'd usually be like, oh, there's people fighting over here, and I would get a Travis. Don't go. Oh, well, I went and I lost. Yeah, and then I would die.
I
But
just
that's okay. Then I would get the card blown out. And I'd be like, yeah, that's okay. And then you got to do the whole like, it's okay. Don't worry about me. I did it all by myself. And then like you're like, just be sure to come get my card eventually, so I can get rebooted.
let's see what else we got here.
So you've seen the movie Elf, right?
Yeah,
All right. So this story came out. It came out I think a couple days ago. But apparently, so the actor that played the dad on Elf, his name's James Caan. And then, so you
yeah,
know how crazy like Will Ferrell was in that movie, right?
yeah.
So between takes, the dad, his name's James, the guy that played the dad, James Caan, would repeatedly look at where Will Ferrell and tell him that he's not funny, and like be like, I don't understand why people think you're funny. You're not funny. I don't understand why you're doing any of this. Uh, and then I guess he would like go around the set and ask the directors and things like, do you all really find Will Ferrell funny? Like, because he's not funny. And he said it wasn't until um, he saw the movie where he was like, okay, actually, the way that he acted throughout the movie actually works very well in the movie. But I just find that funny that this actor worked with him for however long it takes to film a movie, and the entire time was like, yeah, Will Ferrell's not funny. I'm like, I think Will Ferrell's one of the funniest actors out there right now.
There was, oh God, that's reminded me of another story of another actor that had like a similar situation with another person, where like he straight up told them like in between takes like he didn't like him. He just that's what it was. It was it was who the hell else plays villains in the Batman where Jim Carrey plays the Riddler? Is that Jack Nicholson?
95. Tommy Lee Jones, Val Kilmer, Chris O'Donnell, Nicole Kidman, Drew Barrymore. Pat
So
Hingle.
I think it was let me see. I gotta get an eyes on these people. I think it was Tommy Lee Jones. Like in between tags, just kept telling Jim Carrey like he did not like him.
I don't know how you
Which
can
I
like
can
Jim
kind of
Carrey.
see that.
I mean, now, like the Jim Carrey of now, I can see like he's kind of a weird fellow now. But back in the 90s, like Jim Carrey was on top of the world in comedy. Have you seen that video where he that some girl gets like sexually assaulted? Not I don't want to say sexually assaulted, but she gets like some dude just keeps trying to kiss her on the stage of like some award show. And Jim Carrey is like disgusted. He wins the award that they were calling for. He goes up there and then starts to try to kiss the guy, like the guy was trying to kiss the girl. It was so funny.
What award show was that?
I'm about to find it. Let's see. Chris Isaac. So Chris Isaac kept trying to kiss Cameron Diaz on the award show, like up on stage. And Jim Carrey was appalled by it because I guess he and Cameron Diaz were friends. And so as Jim Carrey's walking upstage or walking onto the stage to try to grab the award, he then proceeds to forcefully kiss Isaac without him being prepared for it. Chris Isaac has since openly admitted that he was humiliated by it. Like, well, I probably would be too.
I mean, celebrities are getting more ballsy each
Well, this was in the
year. With the shit
when
that they
was
do.
this? I don't even remember when this
I
was.
was gonna say that has to be at least probably maybe 10 years ago at least.
Yeah, so apparently this actually says that it was in February of 2024.
Oh.
That can't be right.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Because I feel like that would be a bigger story. Yeah, because here's videos of it from in 2022. So yeah, that can't be. That can't be right. When is this? Let's see here. 1995. Accost her in front of attendees. Oh yeah, because Cameron Diaz was in the mask with him. That's why.
Right. Dude, I was thinking of somebody completely different when you were saying that name. I was thinking of what's her face from 50 First Dates.
Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking of Drew Barrymore.
You know, funny
when you said that.
That's a good segue because Drew Barrymore, you know, her like one of my favorite comedians is Adam Sandler, and she's been in like 5 movies with Adam Sandler, like where she all plays his love interest. Let's see, she's been in The Wedding Singer, 50 First Dates, Blended. I don't even.
Blended was surprisingly good. I didn't think it was going to be that good. I thought it was going to be one of his like, wish wash movies, but it was pretty funny.
50 First Dates is hilarious too. I love that movie.
Well, yeah, that's my favorite with them too.
And Sean Astin does such a good job in that role.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say he is my favorite character in that fucking thing. And the fact that he plays the same character, or he plays that character, and then he also plays the love interest of the mother in Stranger Things is amazing too.
I've never seen Stranger Things.
Oh,
It's one of those
Stranger
where, like,
Things.
I'm so behind on any, like, streaming type shows. Like, I just finished, like, probably earlier this year, I just finished Shameless. So,
Well, I mean, Shameless. Yeah, but Shameless had a lot of episodes. It's the same thing with like for me, like Supernatural. I mean, I that was one of those shows where like I had to finish it because I put too much into watching the rest of the show to not watch it.
yeah, and I'm still mad about how Shameless ended, by the way. They rushed that ending so bad.
No, I liked it, man. I liked Frank dying because like without Frank there is no show. That's the honest truth. Like and so when he died, like everything was gonna get better. Like people's lives were not gonna be as bad. Like he was gonna stop fucking shit up and bringing weird people around and shit like that. So like
They were all, like,
him,
getting out of the West Side, and, like, you just kinda, like, forgot about them. Like, oh, it's like, I understand that Frank dying, like, get into the show, but, like, you coulda given me an episode or 2 to, like, show how Lip and his family moved on and how Ian and Mickey moved on, and screw Debbie, I don't care about Debbie. Debbie
I
can
will
die in a
agree
hole.
with you on that. But you gotta be honest. Like not a lot of shows actually end up doing that. Like
No, they
the
never
shows
end
off
right.
the shows offhand that I can think of that actually ended right, where like it shows you like exactly like what happened with people afterwards is like um well I hated the way that they fucking did uh, How I Met Your Mother, the ending. I really really fucking hate that, but they did show what happened to everybody else afterwards. But Superstore is one where they showed what happened with everybody afterwards. Same thing with like Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec was a really well done ending.
Parks and Rec, I'm,
Because
like,
they
through, like,
went.
season 4 of Parks and Rec, and I'm only through, like, season 2 of Superstore.
So you will be happy with that ending because it goes throughout the years afterwards and like really goes into everybody's lives and what happens to every single character.
I don't know. I love Parks and Rec just because of how chipper she is, and what's his name? Oh my God, Chris Pratt, is that his name?
Yep, Chris
He
Pratt,
does
Chris
such a good
Pratt,
job in
Andy.
in that TV show.
So
Mousetrap.
funny thing about that, so one of his um, there's I don't know if you've seen the blooper, but the blooper about him and the Kim Kardashian joke.
Mm-mm.
So there's a blooper on Parks and Rec where they're doing one of their meetings or whatever, and like Andy's character along with the big black lady, if I remember her name is shit. I don't know. And Z's sorry, and then Gary or Larry or whatever the fuck they're calling him at the time, is sitting there, and what's her face, Rashida Jones and Amy Poehler are
Retta is her name.
right, is like conducting the meeting or whatever, and they're asking about like greatest comebacks, like who's had the greatest comeback or whatever or something like that, and he goes Kim Kardashian. And then she's like, well. And she's like, no, I think she gets cum on her back. And everybody just literally just fucking drops and just dies. And like it, there's one other one that got into the show though. That was like a complete ad lib. But the part where you probably have seen it already since you're on the fourth season. But Andy's at the computer and he's like researching how to fix something, and he he turns to Amy's character and he goes, according to Google, you might have connectivity problems.
I don't know if I remember that part or not, but have you ever seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
So that's one show like there's some really funny scenes in that, but I've never watched it like 100% because like it is corny in a lot of points.
Oh, it is very, very corny, and that's why I love it. Like, it is, but like Andy Samberg does such a good job in that show, but then again, everybody does. Like the Andre Brower who plays Captain Holt does a great job in that too. Like his seriousness and with everybody else being so like funny all the time. It's I don't know. It's just good.
Well,
They
and
have
the
a
fact that he has
very,
to keep that solid face that he does every time.
and I don't know how you do that working with Andy Samberg. Like, that's got to be hard because I mean, just some of the stuff. Like, I can't even imagine what he says. Like, I would love to see some of the bloopers of that.
I could do it around him. Some people that I wouldn't be able to not laugh around would be like Bobby Lee, like because Bobby Lee can make me laugh at anything because of just just the way he is. That and like I feel like Joey Diaz. Joey Diaz would get me too. Joey Diaz is just too fucking funny to.
I'll tell you one person that makes me laugh. It does not matter what he says. Is Trevor Wallace. Trevor Wallace can say anything, but they do their whole podcast is not just their podcast. Their whole comedy is like the crowd work comedy is just hilarious. Like I think I could banter back and forth with some crowd work comedians.
Like crowd work is good if like a comedian does it like every once in a while, but I don't like it when it's like a comedian's only thing because
There are some of those out there right now that pretty much just stand up on stage and go, "Yeah, any hot girls here that are single?" Like, okay,
Matt Rife.
I wasn't gonna say the name. I was not gonna say
But
the
yeah, no, him. I'm honestly surprised that he even is as big with the ladies as he is because of his whole intrusiveness that he did with Zendaya on Wild 'N Out back in the day. Because after that, he was like ghosted for a while, and then like he all of a sudden had like a comeback or whatever, and then he has
Well, yeah, that happens
Ashton
when you get
Kutcher and
abs and
Mila
you have
Kunis
teeth.
doing a fucking ad with him. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, when you get new teeth and get abs, that just kind of happens.
Did he get new teeth? Because I mean, I watched. So I
He got
watched
veneer.
one.
He had to get veneers or something.
So before I saw him on Wild 'N Out and stuff, I saw him on a YouTube channel called I forgot what the hell it was called, but it had him had this other black kid that I haven't seen anything else, and then it had the kid from do you remember that Disney show I think it's called Kicking It with the karate people?
No, I never saw that.
So the main character in that, the dude or whatever, he was like part of their like comedy sketch group that they were doing, and then the brother from Hannah Montana, he was in it too.
Jason Earl.
But they played roommates at a college, like freshman roommates at a college, and Jason Earls was their like RA or whatever, and like there's like 6 or 7 episodes, and then there's also 2 other girls that I think were like Disney or Disney eccentric or something like that, or Nickelodeon or something like that. But I mean, their little comedy sketch thing was pretty funny. And shit. So like when I saw him at One of the Now, I was like, okay. But then when he did that weird thing, I was like, all right, so he's a little bit of a creep. And then I also kind of put him in the same category as Jake Paul and his brother. Because like I don't know, I just can't take them seriously.
I'm actually ashamed to admit that like in like the 2016, 15, 16, 17 area when like YouTube was like vlogs and everybody was doing crazy crap, I followed them. Like I watched their videos every day. And then they got crazy and I had to stop because I was like, "Oh, I kind of don't want to be associated
Japan.
with that anymore." It's like, no. Like everybody goes to that stage it's like, "I'm going to be a vlogger just like them." Like, yeah, okay.
Speaking of that, his fight's coming up soon.
Is it actually? Wait, which one?
Mike Tyson.
Is it really? I thought it got postponed again. Or
nope.
I know it got
No,
postponed once.
that was a false rumor.
Oh, it didn't actually get postponed?
So yeah, because I heard the same thing, and then on a podcast when they were talking about it, they confirmed that it was like a false rumor or something like that. So, because like it said something about like ulcers or some shit. That was the reason why they were postponing it or some bullshit like that. But no, it's not true.
Well, it says here that it's set for Friday, November 15th.
No, fuck. Wait, bullshit. No, wait, hang on.
I'm on USA Today. It says the exhibition boxing match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson is set for Friday, November 15th at a massive AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas.
So it was rescheduled?
Yeah, it looks like it. Which, by the way, like
that's
a crock of shit. Make this crap not exhibition. Like I want to see Jake Paul get the shit beat out of him.
Oh, Mike Tyson is gonna. Mike Tyson isn't. He's not like these other people. He's got money. He wants to beat this fucking kid, and
Well,
I
hope
hope he
so.
beats the living shit out of him.
Like, I'm not a boxer, so that's fine. Like, and people can say whatever they want, but it's like, no offense, Jake Paul. He's like fighting all these like. He's not fighting real boxers. He's fighting retired people that are too old to do anything, or he's fighting UFC fighters that are coming into boxing, or he's fighting YouTube stars. Like, fight a real boxer. If you want to say that you're a boxer, go out there and fight a real boxer. Put your undefeated record of in sanctioned fights or whatever. Put it up against another boxer.
Like,
Hell is he wearing?
even at 50 something years old, just a fucking monster. And Jake thinks he's got a fucking chance. I just don't get it.
I mean, I guess if the right amount of money's involved, I guess everybody thinks they got a chance. I mean, to be fair, you pay me $2 million, I'll go in there and let Mike Tyson knock me the fuck out. 100%. All day, every day.
It'd have to be a lot of money. And also, now, I don't know. My bones are too fragile. I'm pretty sure he would kill me. I'm pretty sure he hits me in my jaw, I'm dead. Because my nerves in my neck are fucked.
$1 million, and they cover my insurance. Like, I get really good insurance through the fight people. And I'm gonna go out there. All right, I'll put on some gloves and I'll just stand there and I'll take. Oh crap, dude! You can play with me like a snake too. You can do whatever you got to do, man. Let's make this go 12 rounds. I'll stand up. Yep.
I'd fight the Ball brothers. For sure.
Well, I would do that for a whole lot.
That, and I'd fight every single streamer that's out there right now. Kia, all at the same time. Give me Sketch, give me a Kia, give me fucking, give me his crew. Give me all of them, dude.
Have you seen that Sketch has had a like his OnlyFans? He had a OnlyFans, and it's coming out.
Yeah, but everybody's podcast was talking about it. I mean, he did gay shit before, and he's either he's bi or he's gay now. I don't know. I don't think he's ever like confirmed or said anything about it or whatever. But I mean, he did confirm that, like, yeah, it's true and shit like that and whatever. But he did joke about it. I will give him that. He was like, I did not have sexual relations with that man. Just kidding. Yes, I did. But like, I'll give him that. Like, he's able to joke about it. But apparently, according to sources, he was actually suicidal, like, the night that, like, people were, like, terrorizing him and stuff like that. And, like, some of his close by, like, people, like, came to him or whatever and, like, talked him down or something.
Yeah, you got to be able to laugh at yourself. I laugh at myself every day. Everybody's got shit they don't want coming out to light. And when it eventually does, you just got to be able to laugh at yourself and move on.
I mean, yeah. Plus, that's why, like, I mean, being a streamer can be dangerous, especially with social media and stuff like that now. I mean,
the one thing that, like, you have to realize is social media is not real life. Like, as many people as there are in this world, like, still only like 20% of people are on social media or something like that. It's some like crazy low statistic.
It's got to be higher than that.
Maybe they just mean like actually have like like I don't know. I mean, it's only
because I mean, like, for instance, I mean, YouTube just alone. I mean, so many kids use it to watch just shit, you know.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, so my math was totally wrong. The first thing I go to is just the first post is 72.5%. With Facebook having the most, followed by YouTube. All right, some of this stuff doesn't count. Facebook. This is WhatsApp. WhatsApp is not social media. That's just a texting app. Does that actually? Okay, you can't have Facebook and Facebook Messenger. Like, those are not two different platforms. That's the same platform.
Well, yeah, you're right, but I mean, to some older folk, it's the same damn thing. Like, I remember back when I used to sell phones, when they got new phones, stuff like that, they'd be like, where's my messenger? That's how I text. And I'm like, well, your texting's right here. So, I mean, your message, that's for Facebook. And he's like, how do I get in that? I'm like, well, you're going to log into your Facebook. He's like, all right, you do that. I don't know your Facebook. How the hell am I supposed to fucking do that?
Yeah, I don't.
The amount of times that people have told me, like, to help them, like, sign anything, and I'm like, I can't give you the information you're looking for. Like, I'm not a wizard. I can't pull it out of the hat and be like, here you go, sir.
That's why you set up everything through the iCloud or through the cloud, like I do, and I don't know any of my passwords anymore. Like I know they're all like one. They're all like a variation of one password. But I couldn't tell you any of them, like because so many of them, when you get hacked and they make you change your passcode, then you got to be like, oh, well, you can't use the same passcode you used last time, so you got to make some like small variation, but it's the same password, and then I end up with like 15 variations of the same password. It's wild.
Speaking of hacking, actually AT&T recently got hacked. I don't know if you saw that.
Like recently?
Yeah. So AT&T reveal. Oh, so this is great. So they reveal it now, 3 days ago, but it was back in 2022 that this happened. AT&T reveals hackers stole call text data from nearly all customers in 2022. Oh, that's fucked.
See, that's like the second.
Oh, I didn't have AT&T in 2022. Ha.
Well, see, I've never had AT&T. But I don't know if it happened up in New York, but I know that down here there was a day earlier this year in like January or February, where like all AT&T customers didn't have cell phone service, and like you couldn't do anything on your cell phone for like 8 hours.
It was different for every person, but yeah, I think there was, because I remember it was it was one time where my dad, because I pay for my dad's phone bill, so I pay for my wife, my dad, and my mom's, and he like called, or like my mom called me saying like he was bitching, like saying that the service wasn't working, and like, did I pay the bill and stuff like that? I was like, yeah. And I looked it up or whatever, and like, yeah, there was something going on with not being able to use your service and shit like that. But like within the hour, we were able to use it.
Oh yeah, down here it was bad. It was kind of an all day thing, and it was like, so if you had an AT&T phone, it was out. Like you couldn't do anything with it. You couldn't stream, you couldn't text, you couldn't call. If you could get on the internet, like if you had a Wi-Fi connection, but like places that had AT&T internet, then you were even more screwed. And then so like places couldn't accept credit cards. It was like cash only. It was a cluster, and it was kind of like one of those things. It was kind of like the oh crap moment of like the next big attack on our country. That's it's not going to be like a physical attack. It's definitely going to be like an internet attack. They're going to shut down. Like if they shut down our internet servers or something like that, we are screwed as a country.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're going back to the Stone Age. But back to Sketch's leak or whatever, or hack. Literally, the fact that this shit is on NBC fucking news, like, what is our world coming to? The streamer's leaked OnlyFans content sparks a wave of support. Quote, he'll be my homie tomorrow.
Oh. Yeah, probably. You're right, he probably will be.
He said other popular creators rallied around video game streamer Sketch, who confirmed Monday that he had appeared in sexually explicit videos during a dark time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
That's
it
what they
didn't
all
seem that
say.
dark from
That's what they all say. It's like, yeah, that was my dark moment. Uh-huh. You just wanted some quick money.
Oh, and the fact that this dude's last name is actual Cox, that's funny as fuck. Wait, his name is Kylie Cox? Man, that dude never had a chance growing through school.
Which guy?
The amount of nicknames. I mean, I had, like, Jessica females, but, I mean, that was the only thing. I mean, with Kylie, you literally have a girl's name. I mean, Kylie is not a guy's name. Kyle is, or Kyler.
Okay, I just watched it. I don't know how it could be like, it was not. No, that's 100% my man's sketch. Like, that's 100% him. I don't know
And
how
the
he didn't
fact that
think that
he's
was going to come out.
25,
How did
I
he
did
not?
not know.
How did he not think
I
that was
thought he
going to
was
come out?
younger.
Yeah.
I mean, with these people, the shit always comes out. I mean, look at how many Vine people got taken down.
True. But I mean, the problem is there becomes a point that once you get so big, it doesn't matter what happens. Like that, once you get so big, you're Teflon, and it looks like he's that big already.
What the fuck? All right, I gotta read this. So a woman has asked for advice about how to bring her spicy sex life down a notch or two, and engage in some vanilla lovemaking after her husband became obsessed with a scene from the film Dune.
Dune?
Yep, I'm gonna continue. Lots of couples like to indulge in role play to keep their sex life spicy. Some people like to pretend they're strangers who meet at a bar, or perhaps act as a scene from a book or a film. Whatever it is, only fun if both parties are willing and give consent. Looking for advice on how to bring some balance to sex with her husband without role play, one woman revealed that her spouse had become fixated on a scene from the film Dune based on the science fiction book series from Frank Herbert. I'm trying to see if she discusses the scene. She goes, "My husband and I have been married for a few years now, and while our sex life has always been adventurous, lately it's taken a turn I'm not entirely comfortable with. Every time we're intimate, my husband insists on incorporating role playing into our bedroom activity. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't mind a little role play here and there, but it's gotten to the point where it's the only way he wants to engage in sex. For the past few weeks, he's been fixated on this Dune scenario where he dresses up in a 3D printed winged Speedo and steps out of the bathroom, stretching and glaring at me. Meanwhile, I'm expected to wear this mechanic's jumpsuit thing, tell him how lovely he is, and pour chocolate all over my face."
Oh, okay.
What scene is this from Dune? I didn't complete the second movie. I stopped like halfway through because I was watching it like on one of like the legal streaming sites or whatever, and the they didn't have translations for the part where they were speaking a different language, so I did not know what they were fucking saying during those times. So I just stopped.
That reminds me. Okay, so I saw a question asked, and it basically said it was like, oh, if you interact with a sexual partner and they say, oh, you're only the second, third, fourth, whatever guy I've been with, how do you feel? And I was thinking, it's kind of like, it's a good question. Kind of will. I think I need. First of all, I don't believe anybody when they say, if somebody tells me that, oh, you're only the second or third guy I've been with, I'm like, okay, that's a lie. I'm like, prove it. I can't. Well, yeah, that's because you can't. First of all, yeah, everybody says that. Everybody's like, nah, you're just a second guy. Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm the second guy. And then once you get into the bedroom, you can quickly find out how experienced they are because it's like, no, I ain't the second guy. Nope.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's
but I
very
will say
true.
this. I don't want an inexperienced person in the bedroom. I want an experience. I need them to know the moves.
But there's also people that have been in it a while and still appear to be inexperienced.
Yeah, yeah. I saw something. It's like, yeah, because sometimes when you get them new people, even their hand jobs got teeth. It's like, yeah. It's kind of,
See, I never understood that. I never understood hand jobs, to be honest. I like it. I mean, they're like it's better than. So another thing is like I never understood like nudes and stuff like that. Sending those back in high school, I'd never like when like friends would brag about like how many nudes they had and stuff like that. It's like honestly, like what are you gonna do with that?
yeah, I kind of feel that way too. Like there came a point like with my ex, like I was never one to like get nudes from multiple people. Like I just pictures don't get me off. But then like when I was with my ex for a while, I had a folder that was like all just like risque pictures. So I kind of understood it, like be like, oh, that's mine. Like I get that. But like just the random pictures, I never got. But anyway, so I'm at work and we're kind of talking about it. And of course, both of my coworkers, they're like these real religious people that are all like, yeah, we want a good Christian woman that's a virgin. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you do, you not me. I want a freak. I want a freak in the sheets. And they both look at me like I'm fucking nuts. And I'm like, y'all understand one day. Y'all will understand one day. I promise. give me a freak in them streets. Give me well, I was gonna say a lady in the streets, but I guess it's more of a gentleman in the streets and then a freak in the sheets. But you know, yeah, they apparently I'm a little too open at work. They tell me that all the time. Like you talk too much. I'm like, that's just my life in general. I am one of them calls me a certified yapper, or I'm certified in yapology or something like that. I don't know, some little 19-year-old term.
So that was one. So when it comes to work, that's one thing that like I'm not known for. Like some people like try and make friends with like people they work with. I don't. Like I never do because honestly, like the only thing we have most of the time have in common is the fact of where we work and shit like that. So like, plus if you make friends with them, a lot of the times, especially on days when you don't feel like talking and stuff like that, they'll want to talk to you and stuff, and then it's easily avoidable if you just do that. Like when I worked at this, I don't know if you guys have them out in Kentucky, but like the movie theaters with like the really fancy seats, and then people you can like eat actual food.
Like okay, so we have a couple. We have the ones that have like the movie theater seats, and then or it's like a real movie theater. You can go buy food and then bring it back. But then we also have like it's like a movie theater, but like you're sitting at a dining room table. It's kind of weird. It's called Movie Tavern, but those aren't as good because it's like a
So
restaurant.
movie tavern, that's exactly where I work. So I didn't know if you guys had them there. So yeah, we
Okay.
have a movie tavern here. And when it which I mean, I started as a runner there, and then I got promoted eventually to waiter, and the amount of shit that you had to deal with being a waiter at a movie theater. There,
Oh, I can
so well,
imagine.
well, I mean, the amount of times that we have people walk out on bills and shit like that, and all this other crap, and then also when liquor is being able to be served, it's always going to cause an issue, especially in some movies. Like, I mean, luckily I didn't have it, but I heard the older cougar moms for like Shades of Grey when those came out was pretty bad, especially with like male waiters and shit like that. Uh,
You just completely cut out.
back.
What happened?
I am back. My power went out.
Oh, That's good.
For like a second. Right as I said, I think my power's about to go out. It literally went out.
How did you know your power was about to go out?
My light kept flickering before, and it was being weird, and I wasn't doing anything to it, so I was like, something. And plus, we've had a storm. There was tornado warnings for like south of here, where they had like an actual emergency broadcast about it, telling people to like find shelter immediately, and that it was going to strike at 7:10 or whatever in their area. And that there was definitely going to be damage and stuff like that, and it was definitely going to touch down. Which we usually in upstate New York, we never get things like that, where it's like an emergency broadcast where it tells you like specific time and it actually tells you that it's actually going to touch the ground. So this storm was pretty bad, and we usually, when we get like bad storms like that, because New York's power line system isn't the greatest built and shit like that. Plus, we have so many goddamn trees that so much shit falls down and breaks that shit. A lot of times we run out of power, or we have power stop. I mean, I forgot what I was saying prior to that happening.
Yeah, I don't remember either. What were we? Yeah, I don't know. The kind of
that really threw me for a loop. Okay, let's see what we got here for. So let's see this. Reddit user Drakham asked people to share their weirdest sexual experiences. These are some of the wild, hilarious responses. Number one is, I was hooking up with a girl on our living room couch, and we were starting to move towards her bedroom when she asked if it was okay for her friends to watch us. I was really horny, so I said yes. She opened the door to reveal a wall-to-wall stuffed animals. She even introduced me to a few of them first, but the weirdest part of all of it was when she was, during some very awkward sex, she pulled out a cat hand puppet and jerked me off with it. I got a puppet.
nope, I'm out. See ya. I'm done. I thought, it was fine when the friends were watching, because then maybe they would join.
Oh
maybe.
my god, what the hell?
But nah, now stuffed animals, no, that's weird. Too far. Weird, foul. Fair, foul, that's foul. I'm calling no thank you on that one. That is.
Okay, this one's interesting.
Jacked off with a puppet. Sounds fun.
So this one says, I had gotten stupid drunk after my nephew's 10th birthday party, and I woke up hours later in a dark room with my clothes in a heap on the floor and a clown nose on the nightstand beside me. So I turned over confused to find that I was in bed next to a clown. Then I remembered she was hired as part of the entertainment for the party. After her show, I was going back to her place to drink, and we joked about how funny a hookup between us would be.
Okay. That's, I don't even really know how to respond to that.
I mean, that's why I don't drink that much. That's exactly.
I drink very rarely, like once a month, once every 2-3 months, probably more realistic.
I only drink socially, really, and that's like very.
I can't drink socially. I'm a horny drunk. That sounded so wrong to say, but it's
well,
true.
I mean, a lot of people get that way.
True, but all right. So I got a question. So there's a guy that I know. He's like halfway fruity. He's only fruity when he's drunk, so he tells me. But like when he's been drunk, like he totally comes on to me, and this man is very attractive. But like afterwards, he's like, "No, I got a girlfriend. I'm not gay." And I'm like, "Really?" Because that's not what you've been acting like. When you're drunk, you are on me. And so now he's not drinking anymore, and I'm kind of sad about it. But like I really want to tell him, I'm like, the reason you drink so much is because you must enjoy being gay. He does not like me saying that.
I mean, the truth comes out,
I mean, that's what I keep saying, but no, he doesn't believe me. I'm like, okay, just live your life as a closeted man. That's fine. I don't care.
Let's see what else.
Alcohol is a funny thing.
Sure. The only type of alcohol that I can drink is Hulk juice, which is
Is
half.
what Hulk juice?
Yeah, it's half hypnotic, half half hypnotic, half that's gonna bother me. Hang on a second. Hulk juice. Uh, wow, I'm so retarded. Okay. It's Hennessy and hypnotic.
Oh, Hennessy.
Yeah, because when you mix it together, it tastes like candy. It's the greatest. Like, and I'm a very picky taster when it comes to like drinks and everything. That's why I don't drink like anything because it just tastes like. I used to just choke shit down just because I wanted to get drunk, but like that shit is dangerous.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. There's this. I've never tried it, and I really want to. It's Corona and something else that tastes like Dr Pepper, apparently. And I love me some Dr Pepper. Uh, Amaretto. Adding a little amaretto liquor to a light beer, in their case Corona, could yield a drink that tastes like Dr Pepper. A 1-to-1 ratio.
Okay, so yeah, Disaronno. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think Disaronno is the brand that they use it, but I think it's an amaretto. It could be. I don't know. I don't know my alcohol. If it ain't Fireball or vodka, I don't know it. And I'm from the bourbon state.
Well, speaking of Fireball, you know that we're getting sued.
Yes, because some of their like mini drinks didn't actually have any alcohol in them, or not alcohol. They didn't have whiskey in them.
Well, no,
I think.
all of them don't.
Really?
It's
I
not.
thought it was just the
It's called a
minis.
whiskey, but it's actually not a whiskey. Like if you read the back end of it, like it doesn't have whiskey in it. Like and
So in other words, this is going to be another Kraft cheese singles thing, like where they just end up putting like whiskey substitute, like because Kraft cheese is not real cheese. Apparently, that's what they say.
well, they're yep. No, they have. You got to be careful. There's pasteurized cheese and there's real dairy cheese. Pasteurized cheese does not melt. I don't know what kind of crazy fucking science they're using, but it just doesn't melt. So I've gotten that before, usually from like a gas station or something, like in the like just because I was like going to the store or whatever. And then you try and fucking put that on a grilled cheese, and you're sitting there for like 10 minutes, and you're like, "Well, my shit's burning, and the shit's still not melting. I don't understand."
It's just rubber. It's
Yeah,
rubber.
basically. Uh, I mean, so speaking of all this crazy sex shit, the uh, well, since you don't watch a lot of shows and stuff like that, have you seen any like news relating to like the show The Boys?
No, I've never even heard of it.
So The Boys is a Prime Video show. It's on the fourth season now. Next episode is coming out like next week or whatever. But it's about superheroes in the real world. Like basically, I don't know how to. So it's the best way to explain if superheroes actually existed in our world, how it would work and shit like that with governments, politics, all this other shit and stuff like that. Because like so originally they had this thing called I think it's called like something V. but like it's like this thing that's in the syringe that they injected into like these kids or whatever. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, but it ended up creating these seven, or not these seven, but like a bunch of people that have abilities and stuff like that. And then if they have kids, they end up having abilities. But they go into a lot of like the sexual aspect of if superheroes were in our real world, how that shit would go and stuff like that. And they had do you know who Jensen Ackles is?
No, I've never heard of him.
So he that, what well did you ever watch any of the Batman movies at all? Like not the live action, but like the cartoon ones, like the animated ones?
No, yeah, the only ones that I've watched it was the only ones I've seen are the Dark Knight trilogy.
Well, he voiced Red Hood in like the cartoon version of the Red Hood movie or whatever. But he was a character last season called Soldier Boy, who was basically a more asshole version of Captain America, basically. Like he had a shield and everything, wore the blue, basically looked exactly like him. And he they ended up going like later in the season to this thing called Hero-gasm, which is basically this giant orgy that all these superheroes go to. And you know how when the Avengers Infinity War came out, a lot of people were like, why didn't Ant-Man jump in Thanos' butt and just expand? Well, they take that idea in The Boys and they go just more fucked up in just every single way. So these two guys, one dude's superpower is that he can miniaturize himself, right? And so he miniaturizes himself and then he crawls inside the dude's penis. Okay? Then when he's inside, he accidentally sneezes and expands and completely just obliterates this guy. Like just blood everywhere and ever. And like one of the main characters was like in the room at the time and like saw it happen. He's like, we don't need to tell anybody. We don't need to do anything like that. And then he's like, no, you see too much. And then he miniaturizes him. He's like, oh shit. And so he starts running, but the dude starts kicking his ass and then gets up his pants sleeve and starts going to his ass because he was going to do the same thing that he did to him. But they end up getting him in the meantime or whatever. But like that, and then this season they did something with their version of Spider-Man, which was called Web Weaver, who where his webs come out is right above his ass in this hole that looks like another butthole. And when he gets nervous, he shoots it out. And he's like a druggie, like a crank user and stuff. And they have a scene where this dude has to inject a needle into his ass. Like has to go deep in there and like do it on the inside or whatever to make him go to sleep for some reason or whatever. And then when he does it, he shoots out the spider web into the dude's face or whatever. And like, the show never ceases to amaze me with the shit that they're able to produce and stuff like that. But going back to that Jensen Ackles dude with the Hero-gasm, there was a couple scenes in that he literally refused to film because he said that he could not do that and still be a family man and still be seen in public because of the shit that they're doing. Like, he also said that he walked on to the set or whatever, the first day of like Hero-gasm or whatever, like towards the end of the day, and the camera guy just like looked at him and was like, dude, the shit I've seen. Like, because I guess they just like they had like extras doing just crazy like, and I honestly I'm very curious about the one thing that they didn't want to like have done because of the amount of shit that they have shown, because they really don't have a line that they won't cross.
Oh yeah, that's the thing about like with all these streaming services now is they can do whatever. They can cross whatever lines they want. They don't have to worry about the FCC. Me too. I love that they can just do whatever they want.
That's one of the reasons why Shane Gillis was able to come out with that series on Netflix, Tires, that was originally like one of his YouTube skits that I found fucking hilarious. And he paid for it himself, produced it himself, and wrote it himself or whatever. And I think it's gonna create a ripple effect in other comedians that are gonna do the exact same thing, especially if they want something kind of like what Adam Sandler did. Like Adam Sandler built a production company around his friends, so then his friends could always have constant work and shit like that. And plus, he knew that the guys together were funny, so he knew that anything they came out with would semi do well. Like, I mean,
The only thing about the Adam Sandler is all of his friends were like proven comedians. Like they were all like Saturday Night Live comedians. A lot of these guys, they're just taking their friends and kind of like, yeah, they might be
no,
funny, they might not, but we don't know.
no, because what's his face? Uh, Kevin Smith, or is that his name? No, no, no. The bigger, heavier set dude. Oh my god, Kings and Queens.
Kevin
Shit.
James.
Kevin James. He wasn't really a proven comedian or anything like that, you know, when he started out. Like he's only like even he recently when like the last couple months he was on Joe Rogan's podcast talking about like I mean he's just getting back into stand up and shit like that. Like he wasn't stand up wasn't his big breakthrough or anything like that. It was really well one Kings and Queens and then second was uh what was it? Oh, Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Yeah. I'm actually reading that his first movie appearance was that small scene he did in 50 First Dates in the very beginning where he was in for like 10 seconds. That was his first movie scene ever.
He was in that? What? What?
In the very beginning when they were all talking about the Henry Roth, the guy, whatever. Yeah, he was in the very, very beginning. That was it.
I'm gonna
Yep,
have
that
to
was his.
rewatch that because I do not remember him in that. But I mean, that's like a
Oh,
lot. Like, there's so many people that once they hit big, and then you go back and watch like certain movies, and you see like them way back when. You're like, oh, that was them.
like Ben Stiller in Happy Gilmore.
That also well even Ben Stiller and like Workaholics and shit like that and then uh Jordan Peele being in Workaholics too, like random things like that where like just random good people are in shit. And you know most of the time when that happens it's because that person actually likes the show and they actually reached out to them and was like, hey, let me be a part of this just one episode. Oh, yep, it's 11:13. I didn't realize what time it was. All right. Let's end it. Let's end it. Let's end it. All right. Uh, we'll just say like, just do it like Joe's podcast. Just say, all right, everybody. Good night. Have a good night. Yep. Have a good night. And then